On the last Saturday in September, traffic can be a nightmare in remote William Creek. For the last 8 years, on the weekend of the AFL Grand Final, this tiny outback South Australian town, more than 800 kilometres north of Adelaide, has hosted a fly-in. Pilots land their planes next to the town's pub, stroll across and watch the footy.
Put out and said, how'd you like to get together for Saturday, Sunday? Let's watch the AFL Grand Final and have a bit of a get-together and a bit of a yarn. And it's just progressed from there.
There are only a few buildings at William Creek, including the office of a chartered flight business and the pub. Trevor Wright runs both.
Yeah, I experienced a day in my life.
A few days. While it wasn't his intention for the event to grow each year, that's exactly what happened.
And it's mainly been word of mouth that the people have grown it to the point where we're now getting people coming down as far away as Mareeba, Atherton, and into Victoria, and Northern Territory, etc.
Planes, and more planes landed all weekend. They taxied across the Oodnadatta track, where they held right-of-way over cars and trucks. People slept in swags and tents, often under wings. There were about 80 planes and a crowd of 300 people. Flyers came from every corner of the country, but some didn't have to travel as far to make the party.
Our homestead is only 15k down the road, so it's not very far from the pub, which is very handy for us ringers. On the weekend we like to come in and have a bit of a party and get up to a little bit of mischief.
Michaela Sweeney is a station hand at Anna Creek Station. Covering an area of nearly 2.5 million hectares, it is the world's largest working cattle station. William Creek actually sits on its land. Michaela says the fly-in is a great opportunity for primary producers near and far to get off the land and have fun.
It's honestly really, really good because obviously we are really remote and we only have each other to bounce on and off, but when we get to an event and see new faces, meet new people, it just brings the light out of everyone.
More than 26,000 tourists travel the Oodnadatta track each year, 614 unsealed kilometres following an ancient Aboriginal trading route. It runs alongside Kati-Thanda Lake Eyre in some places, a usually dry and seemingly endless expanse of salt. This year, heavy rainfall in southern Queensland flowed downstream into the lake, filling it to some of its highest levels since 1974, Australia's wettest year on record. Tomorrow, I'll be getting in one of those and flying over the top of Kati-Thanda Lake Eyre. And I'm not the only one that's got that idea. Tourists have jumped at the rare opportunity to see the lake so full.
I'd like to say to you guys, I'll give you a character building experience.
The arrival of the water has had a flow-on effect for local employment. It can be difficult to get a start in commercial flying, but there are more pilots on the books at William Creek for the tourist season this year than there has been for many years.
We got 14 pilots this year on board, and in sort of the peak time, we're all doing around 4 to 5 hours of flying a day. So
Jaden Carter is my pilot for the day. He tells me we aren't having a door on the side of the plane, which feels like a gnarly decision. But when we get in the air and I'm witness to the lake's kaleidoscope of colours, it makes a lot more sense. Jaden tells me the shades of blue, green, red and more are a once-in-a-generation opportunity to see.
No 2 times you fly over it doesn't look the same, and I tell my passengers that. And look, there's nothing better than after you land, everyone's really happy. They thank you. They know a lot more about the lake than they did when we first got there.
At its deepest point, which is also Australia's lowest point, Kati-Thanda Lake Eyre was around 3 metres deep. There's an amazing amount of water here, while at the same time, other parts of Australia have been struggling with drought. Jim Mahon runs a Black Angus cattle station at Barrabool near Geelong. He's had to buy hay in for the first time.
It's been a pretty challenging 12 to 24 months with the green drought that we've had. It's interesting talking to you know, different farmers in different areas, and the highs and the lows that we all have, and which is something that, you know, we probably keep in common with each other.
Organiser Trevor Wright says he's noticed the effect social events have on those doing it tough, especially for those living remote.
A bit like a men's shed in the desert, and I think that's really important because you've got it in all these towns and small cities and that, but what have we got out here? They're very few and far between.
Allegiances were mixed when it came to the footy. There were some diehards and some who were just happy to be there. When the Brisbane Lions started to get on top in the game, some people were happy to jump on the bandwagon. And when the final siren blew, it was over for another year. Just like the footy, some have had a good season and some haven't. But for a few days on the Kati-Thanda track, that was all forgotten.
I think it's great. I think it really not only good for mental health, I think it's also good for people just to get together and have a good yarn and enjoy sport, which Australians are known for. And also it takes out the isolation and the hardships out here.